Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adam Khairi bin Ahmad Fazli and my matrix number is 064405. Each science had its own entrance, which is essential for new learners. Researchers put an introduction to every science that interests him and wrote many books about it. And the main goal of writing an introduction to a science is to facilitate the way for new students at the beginning of their studies. So, they have a general idea and an overall picture of the science that they study. The general idea of each science is very important because it presents the required science facts with respect to. By defining it linguistically, the topics that are studied in it and the importance of studying it in human life. It is because the impact on the progress of science and civilization and other things that motivate them to study science and take care of it and benefit from it. So, they have a better life than they used to.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ilham Husaini bin Muhammad Naim. My matric number 064906. Now, I want to talk about second slide. When you write in the introduction to philosophy, and we mention the names of the books they write in the sources and references pages. Nevertheless, we constantly find new studies, recent writings, and great cares every year in the introduction to philosophy. Seems and that the reason for this is to the nature of philosophical studies which are characterized and it by continuous development and permanent progress from other study, especially in the curricula and topics that concern them and the mutual relations between them and others. An issue that happen in our life impose itself on thinkers to find the solution to it.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ittihad bin Hasan. My matric number is 062069. I will continue on our presentation. Bismillah. Wal madkhal allazi naqduhu al-an fi dirasat al-falsafiyyah. The introduction that we are currently giving in this philosophy subject is provide general information about philosophy and definition of philosophy in overall, created by general philosopher and Islamic philosopher. There are two types philosopher in this world. First is general philosopher, means a philosopher from West, like Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato. Second is an Islamic philosopher. Philosophy created by philosopher, especially Islamic philosopher, is about definition, topic, sources, and relation between philosophy and science to give clearer information philosophy taught. Function of philosopher. The role that has played from philosophers is to awakening human thought in Islamic world and Western world. Next, philosopher has played a big role in scientific awakening in this modern era and thrive in today. Shukran jazilan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, my name is Zaim Zat Hasmi bin Muhammad Azriman and my matric number is 064755. And now I will continue the presentation. Okay, Bismillah. My first point is the material civilization that we see today is only one aspect of empirical material side, and for its spiritual side, it has no influences the West except a little. Okay, next, my second point, the role played by Islamic philosophy in the scientific renaissance of the past must be studied consciously to know the secret of internal activity and continuous creativity in its early day, and then act based on the result of that study. So we go to my last point. My last point is this introduction consists of an introduction and 5 chapters. The first chapter dealing with human fact mentioned by scholar and their relationship with philosophy, especially the mental reality that exists in human. Just that I can tell you all. Thank you for listening.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shamir bin Osman. My metric number is 065175. Today, I want to explain my slide. The second chapter discusses the relationship between the Quran and philosophy in the sense of conscious thinking about the correct methods in the universe and human and their relationship with God. The character glory to be him in the search for truth in order to reach certainty with a rational mind. The third chapter talks about the definition of philosophy for philosophers, mention the stage of its development and its mental and sensory direction, and combines the together with intuition. The fourth chapter presents philosophical issue and the characteristic of thinking about it that discusses it from other aspect of thinking. The fifth chapter is about Islamic philosophy. The chapter talks about naming this philosophy as Islamic philosophy. It sources the originality of its philosopher is field, discussing the opinion of researchers in its definition by Islamic philosopher, reconciling it. The approach between religions and philosophy is connection with ancient Greek, Persian and Indian philosophy, and its original and external factors, and his criticism from scholars, and his transfer to Morocco after his prosperity in the city.
My name is Muhammad Fakur Shakiri bin Wahab. My metric number is 065177. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Now I want to talk about the last slide of our work in assignment as known as conclusion. Point number 1, we mentioned the source and reference that we relied on in writing this entry. We mentioned them twice. Once at the end of each chapter to facilitate students if they wanted to expand on his studies, and once another at the entrance. Point number 2 was telling about, and the entrance in fact is not without errors in its many aspects. So we have no objection to providing a note from the research brothers, and we thank them in advance if they kindly note, because perfection is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Point number 3, I am begging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Almighty God, to make this work solely for His glory and beneficial for scholar in particular and others in general. That's all from me. See you soon. Bye. Assalamualaikum.